तो JC604 का मेरा बस सोमोक्लोनल वेरिएशन ही बाकी था ना।
यस मैम।
तो ये मैं पढ़ा देती हूँ एंड बाकी इस बीच में क्लासेस हुए हैं और अजय तो मैटर भेज दिया है ना। अमरेंद्र सर से एक बार बात कर लो,
यस
ठीक है?
मैम।
अमरेंद्र सर से बात कर लो। विशुन सर भी कंप्लीट कर दिए हैं?
नहीं मैम, विष्णु सर तो एक ही क्लास लिए हैं।
अच्छा, विशुन सर का एक ही क्लास हुआ है, ठीक है। तो बात कर लो सर से भी, मैं बात कर लूंगी, ठीक है।
यस।
तो बाकी तो हो ही गया था, सोमाक्लोनल वेरिएशन हो जाएगा, उसके बाद में हम लोग जो मेरा पोर्शन था उसको हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे कुछ। हाँ ठीक है। हम लोगों को बोला यही गया है दैट वी हैव टू कीप ऑन डिस्कसिंग। कुछ टेस्ट वगैरह भी हम ले सकते हैं, ठीक है। मानो आई सेंड यू क्वेश्चंस
यस।
एंड उसका छोटा छोटा टेस्ट 10 मार्क्स का ही।
यस
और उसके बाद में उसको आंसर करके उसको भेज दो, फिर मैं आई बी सेंडिंग द आंसर की, ठीक है ना? विल डू।
मैम।
हम्म। काव्या।
मैम।
घनश्याम।
यस मैम।
ठीक है। तो आज हम लोग सोमोक्लोनल वेरिएशन पढ़ लेते हैं, ओके। So let us start with somoclonal variation. What is somoclonal variation? Generally, in tissue culture, what happens? In tissue culture,
मास मल्टीप्लिकेशन।
what we do? There is multiplication of the cells, similar multiplication of the cells occur. Huh? So clones are developed. Because these clones are generally developed from the somatic cells, so we call somoclonal variation. If tissue culture is done from the gametic cells and there is some kind of variation, then we have the gametoclonal variation. So generally somoclonal variations are what? They are genetic variations in the plants that have been produced by plant tissue culture, and these can be detected as genetic or phenotypic traits. So variations these can be found maybe at the genotypic level or maybe just as phenotypic variations which are not inherited genotypically. Okay, so this is a very important component. You know what? Genetic variability is an essential component of any breeding program. Why? Yes, if there is some kind of genetic variability, then in only improvement in the crop plants can be done. है ना? So somoclonal variations जो है, this has become one of the most important sources of genetic variation in the recent days. Okay. The variability uh, this can be generated by the use of tissue culture cycle. This was named as somoclonal variation by Larkin and Scowcroft in 1981. So, what are the basic features of somoclonal variation? Homoclonal variations have variations for karyotype, isozyme characteristics, and morphology in the somoclones. So, karyotype matlab, what is karyotype? Karyotype is the variation in the chromosome number and structures. And then isozyme characteristics also they might be changed, and morphological differences in the somaclones may also be observed. Then calyclones, that is the clones of the callus Mericlone, which is the clone of meristem, and protoclone, that is the clone of protoplast. These were all produced. Generally, heritable mutation, these are what? The variations arise from what? Generally mutation. There is some kind of mutation, and thus the variation is observed. Otherwise, what? They would have been similar, true to type. Generally, what? Tissue cultured organisms are true to type organisms. है ना? So generally there is some kind of mutation, and this mutation is heritable. So generally heritable mutation, and it persists in the plant population even after plantation into the field. So even after regeneration and plantation into the field also, this mutation persists. So not only in vitro but also in vivo. Okay, when you bring it to the field also, you see this variation. So what is the different mechanism of homoclonal variation? It might be genetic. Genetic means it is the heritable variation, or it might be epigenetic, that is the non-heritable variation. So genetic variation, how it comes, might be due to pre-existing variation in the somatic cells of the explant, might be caused by mutation and other DNA changes, and generally when it occurs in higher frequency, we observe it. The epigenetic part is the non-heritable variation part. That is the variation generation during tissue culture. It was not due to the pre-existing variation in the somatic cells. Okay. It was due to the variation generated during the tissue culture caused by temporary phenotypic changes. Temporary changes. Only changes in the phenotype. And it occurs at low frequency. So now what happens during tissue culture? What are the different steps involved in the selection? First you have the callus tissue. From that there is organogenesis. Then have the regenerated plants. And these plants are then what? They are generally hardened and then taken to the field. After taking to the field, you go for the screening of the desirable traits and the agronomic traits, and from there, and also characterization of the plant, you can say, and from that you get the somaclonal variants, or find which plants are different. You have the somaclonal variants, and from these variants you again take some tissue if you want to propagate them again, if they are desirable for your work. Then what you do, you take again explant from these variants and you go for tissue culture and maintain the homoclonal variation. Okay, so this is what the selection. It is done without in vitro selection. So when you take them to the field, after that only the selection is being done. There is also in vitro selection. Okay, there is also in vitro selection. And in vitro selection में क्या होता है? You have the what the callus cultures, the cell suspension cultures or protoplast cultures, have them, and there might be some kind of variation in the cultures itself. How can you identify? You subject those cultures to some kind of microorganisms, maybe antibiotics or some kind of toxins or amino acid analogs, and then there might be some kind of resistance shown by some of the cells while the other cells are not resistant. Okay, so the variation in the behavior of the cells, that gives an indication of the somaclonal variation in vitro. Okay, and if you are desiring, or maybe some kind of abiotic stress is also applied on the cells in vitro condition. If someone maybe your जनरल मैटर जो था, जो the thing, the tissue that you subjected to culture, initially maybe it might have had no resistance to any kind of stress, abiotic stress or biotic stress, and you find a bunch of cells, a part of the callus that is showing some kind of resistance. So this is some variation. It is not true to type, but that is your desirable variation. So you go for selecting that desirable variation, and you take callus from that part, and you go for callus culture, and subsequent you go for tissue culture of that part of the cells. Okay, so now coming to the causes, what are the different causes of the somoclonal variation? Different causes are the physiological cause, genetic cause, and biochemical cause. The physiological cause are what? Exposure of the culture to plant growth regulator. So in the tissue culture medium, there are certain plant growth regulators. Okay, so there might be higher uh, doses, or there might be some kind of metabolic reactions to the exposure of these PGRs. From there also some kind of somoclonal variation might come up. Also, the second is the culture condition. So different cultural conditions are there. Aseptic conditions, you go for tissue culture in aseptic condition, but then also different kind of culture conditions come up. It might be due to the growth regulator composition, or it might be due to the sucrose composition, sucrose concentration. So these culture conditions generally have been responsible for different chromosome variability. Okay, particularly growth regulators like 240, Na, BAP, these are responsible for the variability of the chromosome. So these variability are tracked, and also the duration of the culture also plays a role. So uh, for how long you are going for culturing. So it is generally seen that the long-term cultures are generally chromosomally variable. Short-term cultures generally there is not much variation seen, but whenever go for long-term culture, there is variable. Next is the genetic cause. Genetic cause is the change in the chromosome number. So you have changes what? Euploidy and euploidy. So euploidy is the change in the total chromosome sets. Okay. From diploid you it becomes triploid or tetraploid. So this total change in the chromosome set. Second is the aneuploidy. So that is the changes in the parts of the chromosome set. So there is a change in not the whole chromosome set, but maybe certain numbers, 2n plus 1, 2n plus 2, okay, trisomy, tetrasomy, these. Okay, so these things are seen for the change in the number of the chromosome. You also have polyploidy, that is more than two chromosome sets. You might have monoploids, that is having only one chromosome set. So these variations might come up in the what tissue culture media itself. Okay, when you are going for tissue culture. Then the change in the chromosome structure. So change in chromosome structure occurs by what? There might be deletion, there might be inversion, there might be duplication, or there might be translocation. Deletion of a part of the chromosome, or inversion. One part goes to a different part, and that part again comes to the place of this one, the previous one. Maybe A goes to B's place and B comes to A's place. Then there is duplication. Maybe A that is duplicated, A plus A. Okay, then translocation. Again, movement from one part to another part. Maybe ABC, it moves to totally another part. Maybe ABC, instead of being after DEF, it comes to PQR. Okay. Then there is this genetic cause. What another cause of the genetic cause is the gene mutation. There is also gene mutation, and what occurs is transition, transversion, insertion, or deletion again for the gene mutation. There might be plasma gene mutation. There might be transposable element activation. These are all the genetic causes also. Next is the sequence of DNA. So there might be change in the DNA also. The DNA may be altered fragment size due to restriction enzymes, might be smaller, it might become smaller. There might be change in the protein. There might be gain in the molecular weight of the protein, or there might be loss in the molecular weight of the protein, and that is detected by the protein bands when you run the protein gel. Okay, so by gel electrophoresis. Then there is alteration in the level of specific proteins also. So the amount that might be altered again. Then there might be methylation of DNA. So at different parts of the DNA, methyl ions are attached maybe or might be removed. And methylation, what it does, it inactivates the transcription process. Next is the biochemical cause. Biochemical cause, there is lack of photosynthetic ability due to alteration in the carbon mechanism, first and foremost, and very important. Carbon mechanism, it alters the photosynthetic ability of the organism, and due to that it might become albino, it might not be able to photosynthesize. This is one factor. And not again is biosynthesis of starch. There might be starch production via the carotenoid pathway. Then nitrogen metabolism. Nitrogen metabolism may increase. There may be upregulation or downregulation also. Antibiotic resistance. So you can detect it in vitro condition only. You subject the total culture to some kind of antibiotic and there might be resistance. Okay. Then detection and isolation of the somoclonal variants. How you go for the detection and isolation of different variants. So there might be analysis of morphological characters. So morphological characters में क्या क्या आता है? There may be qualitative characters or even quantitative characters. Qualitative characters are the characters like plant height, date of maturity, flowering date, leaf size, or even other characters which are visible. Okay, not quantified, but which is visible. And the variation is discontinuous, not continuous variation, while quantitative characters have continuous variation, which can be measured, quantified. Okay, and also genetic control is by polygenes, mainly in case of quantitative characters, and for qualitative characters, the genetic control is by single or oligogenes. Okay, so the different qualitative characters might be plant height. When you take it to the field, after that you can find, you can analyze the different qualitative characters like plant height or date of flowering, whether it is early or late, and then size of the leaf maybe some cases you can find gigantea. Okay, gigantea also signifies what? Polyploidy. Then there might be some kind of other changes also in the morphological traits like maybe the leaf was of one color, maybe the color changed. So all these things you can find. Okay. Then the quantitative characters. Quantitative characters is generally yield, okay, or whatever you can quantify. Number of fruits, uh, maybe some kind of the content of different qualitative quality traits, in fact, content, maybe the anthocyanin content, or maybe the lycopene content, all these things. Okay. So maybe there is certain increase in anthocyanin content. Maybe there is loss of lycopene in case of tomato. So analysis of all these morphological characters has to be done. Then variant detection by cytological study. Cytological study करते हैं हम क्या करते हैं generally we go for staining of the different meristematic tissues like root tip or shoot tip, okay, with the different stage like Fulgen stain or acetocarbon, and it gives the number and the morphology of the chromosome that we can see under microscope. So we can go for cytological studies, and from there we can find the different variation in the chromosome. Okay, now maybe the number or maybe the morphology. Then variant detection by DNA content. So we can find the differences at DNA level through cytophotometer. Okay, the nuclei can be stained by Fulgen stain, and then it can be analyzed by cytophotometry to measure the DNA content. This generally gives also the amount of DNA, and it also leads if there is some kind of variation at DNA level, and even you can see the polyploidy, whether it has become polyploid or not. Any kind of change at the ploidy level, aneuploid or euploid, you can find through the cytophotometry. Then variant detection by gel electrophoresis. So electrophoresis gives differences in the changes in concentration of enzymes or proteins or any chemical products like pigment, alkaloid, or amino acids, and it can be seen by the electrophoretic banding pattern. So you run the electrophoretic gel, and through that there is some kind of banding pattern. So you see the bands that come on the gel, and due to some kind of changes there will be change in the banding pattern, and that will be reflected through the banding pattern. In fact, there might be higher amounts of protein, so the protein molecular weight increases. If the molecular weight increases, then the bands will remain in the upper parts. Molecular weight is lower, then the bands will be going to the lower part of the gel. So like that it occurs. It or also any kind of uh, not only protein gel electrophoresis or biochemical electrophoresis, you can also detect the DNA also through the differences in the DNA level also through gel electrophoresis by the horizontal gel electrophoresis. Generally, enzymes and proteins, this can be detected by vertical gel electrophoresis, but others by horizontal gel electrophoresis. That is generally done by the biotechnologists. Detection of the disease variant. So there can be resistance to any kind of pathogen or toxin, and that may be used for selection during the culture. Okay, so selection pressure is emphasized and selection pressure is exerted, and through that pathogen or toxin responsible for disease resistance can be used as the selection agent, and then from there we can get some kind of resistant variant. It can be again confirmed through gel electrophoresis if some kind of specific uh, primer exists for that disease resistance. Then detection of herbicide resistance. Plantlets are generated by addition of herbicide to the cell culture system, and from there we can find out which is resistance, and while the others all die. Okay, certain amount of herbicide is applied. Then detection of environmental stress tolerant variant. So you generally have environmental stresses like salt tolerance. Salt is there, water logging is there, temperature stress like high temperature or low temperature, mineral toxicities. What you do, you exert the culture to that particular temperature stress or waterlogging stress or mineral toxicity or salinity, and from there, while other plants die, maybe your desirable variant plant it will survive. So you can detect in the in vitro condition itself. Now coming to what are the different advantages of somoclonal variations. What it does, variations they help in crop improvement. So somoclonal variations also help in crop improvement. How? By creation of additional genetic variation. So additional genetic variation is created. There is increase and improved production of secondary metabolites. So secondary metabolites are produced and that is produced in larger quantities. And selection of the plants resistant to various toxins, herbicides, high salt concentration and mineral toxicity. You can select plants that are desirable to you, which have resistance properties to anything, maybe pathogens, maybe high herbicides, maybe abiotic stress. Okay. Generally, what we do, generally somoclonal variations are very much suitable to the breeding of tree species. Generally, breeding of trees, fruits, these take long time, 15-20 years for breeding. Okay, to bring some kind of variation. Because the trees take long time to grow. But when you bring to in vitro condition, then what happens? There might be some kind of variations and you might be detecting the variation in the in vitro condition itself and taking the desired clones to the field and thus improvement of the species. Disadvantages, most important is that there is no clonal uniformity. Okay, somoclonal variation is not uniform at all. Okay, but whenever you're going for micropropagation, so that is rapid propagation of the desired genotype, you require it in large number and there should be clonal uniformity. Okay, particularly for commercial purposes. In this situation, if there is some kind of variation, then that is not preferred. Also, somoclonal variation sometimes leads to undesirable results also. Not necessarily you will be getting your desired, not necessarily you will be always getting resistance or maybe sometimes your resistant plant also may become, if you are going for tissue culture of resistant genotype, then also non-resistance ones might come up. So that is not desirable at all. Okay. There might be also more susceptibility to toxins or pathogens. These might also come up. You never know. Okay. Then selected variants are random and genetically unstable. Not always the variants are stable. So these are random and when taken to field, you might not even see this variation. Sometimes it occurs that in the particular plant you're selecting, there is variation, but when you go for propagation and you take its offspring, then this variation does not exist. So that is not desirable. Variation should be heritable. So epigenetic variation जब भी हो जाता है, then there is it is not herited and thus it is genetically unstable. It requires extensive and extended field trials. तो लैब लेवल पे भी इन विट्रो में भी अगर if you detect the variation you need to take it to the field for confirmation and validation, and for that you require extensive field trial. Okay, and also not only one generation, it's subsequent generations also, and for the subsequent generations you need larger area also and rigorous trials. Okay, then it is not suitable for complex agronomic traits like yield, quality, etc. Certainly for oligogenes variations can be detected easily, but for polygenic traits, not easy. Then there might be variants with pleiotropic effects, okay, which are not true. That is, might not be true to type. Okay. There might be some influence of the other genes affect, maybe one single gene might be affecting multiple phenotypic traits. So that is pleiotropy. Pleiotropy is the genetic effect of a single gene or multiple phenotypic traits. Okay. So in the future generation, these effects might not show. So these pleiotropic effects are not true, and after that, when they are propagated, multiplied, these effects might not show. So these variations are not true variations. Was about the monoclonal variation. Okay. Now you can have the different questions. क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हो. हेलो.
Yes, ma'am.
So any confusion and all? You have any confusion regarding monoclonal variation? Might ask. Are there any kind of confusion, or only monoclonal variation? काव्या, घनश्याम, क्वेश्चन नहीं है कोई?
No, ma'am.
सब समझ गए कि कुछ नहीं समझे? What is the thing?
Okay.
जैसे कि सोमाक्लोनल वेरिएशन हुआ, सिमिलरली सो दीज वर जनरली टेकन फ्रॉम द सोमैटिक सेल्स. यही अगर हम इसको गैमेटिक सेल्स को यूज करेंगे, देन वी विल टर्म इट गैमेटोक्लोनल वेरिएशन. ओके, सो गैमेटिक सेल्स मतलब we utilize maybe the pollens or ovule or microspore, okay, or ovary or anything, megaspore. So in that case, we will term it as gametoclonal variation.
मैम एक इसमें टर्म था इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिस, क्या होता है?
घनश्याम थोड़ा ऊंचा बोलो.
मैम इसमें एक टर्म था इलेक्ट्रोफोरोसिस,
हाँ, इलेक्ट्रोफोरेसिस.
ये मैम क्या होता है?
इलेक्ट्रोफोरेसिस जो है जेल इलेक्ट्रोफोरेसिस,
यस
जो जेल रन करते हैं ना, जब भी हम लोग बायोटेक्नोलॉजी लैब्स में जब जाओगे, यू विल सी दैट दे रन जेल्स. एगर जेल बनाते हैं, एगरोस जेल बनाते हैं, या एसडीएस जेल बनाते हैं, एंड देन व्हाट दे यूज, दैट इज इलेक्ट्रोफोरेसिस. तो उसमें क्या करते हैं, दे रन जो जेल्स उसमें जो है डीएनए को लोड करते हैं जेल में, और उसके बाद में उसमें इलेक्ट्रिक दोनों सोर्स पे इलेक्ट्रिसिटी रन करता है, ठीक है. एंड उसमें से जो है इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड तैयार हो जाता है, एंड फ्रॉम दैट इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड जो है, उस इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड के इन्फ्लुएंस में जो है एक एनोड एक कैथोड हो जाता है, एंड वो जो है रन करते रहता है, ठीक है. ऊपर से नीचे जो है जो डीएनए जो है उसके अकॉर्डिंग टू molecular weight or according to the base present in the DNA और proteins के लिए according to its molecular weight. तो जो है वो in effect of this electricity जो दोनों साइड पे दो इलेक्ट्रोड से बन जाता है वो जो है वो डिस्पर्स करते रहता है. तो डिस्पर्स करता है कैसे? ऊपर से नीचे चले आता है. ठीक है. तो दैट इज कॉल्ड इलेक्ट्रोफोरेसिस क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रिसिटी रन कर रहा है. तो इसके ही इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड क्रिएट कर रहा है एंड अंडर दैट द डिफरेंट molecules are moving in a particular direction from up to down or maybe from one side to another side from the upper part of the gel where it was placed to the lower part. ठीक है. वो इलेक्ट्रोफोरेसिस बोलते हैं. हेलो आंसर
Yes, ma'am.
क्लियर हुआ? इलेक्ट्रोफोरेसिस उसमें जो है उसका पार्टिकल साइज के अनुसार जो है अकॉर्डिंग टू द पार्टिकल साइज उसका डिफरेंशिएशन हो जाता है. ओके. अकॉर्डिंगली जो है हायर पार्टिकल्स जो है ऊपर में रह जाता है इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के उसमें जो है फिर लोअर पार्टिकल साइज का जो है वो नीचे चले आता है. ऐसे करते रहता है. तो जो है बैंड जो है जहां जहां पे रुक गया मानो कि प्रोटीन ऑफ हायर मॉलिक्यूलर वेट एक जगह पे रुक गया तो वहां पे एक बैंड क्रिएट हुआ. फिर नीचे आया फिर दूसरा प्रोटीन रुका तो वहां पे दूसरा बैंड क्रिएट हुआ. फिर नीचे आया फिर तीसरा प्रोटीन रुका फिर तीसरा बैंड क्रिएट हुआ. सो इन दिस मैनर वो चलता रहता है. और पूछो.
मैम हम लोग का एग्जाम भी अभी होगा क्या अभी?
एग्जाम्स अभी कोई क्लियर कट इंफॉर्मेशन हम लोगों को अबाउट एग्जाम्स नहीं है. बट आई वाज थिंकिंग के क्योंकि मेरे पोर्शन का सिलेबस तो हो गया सो हम लोग क्विज वगैरह थोड़ा बहुत कर लेते हैं एंड दैट विल टोटली डिपेंड अपॉन योर ट्रूथफुलनेस. ठीक है.
Yes,
तुम लोग अपना पढ़ लोगे. आई सेंड यू द क्वेश्चंस देन यू राइट द आंसर. इसमें तो कोई मार्किंग वाला मतलब ये तो एग्जाम में जाने वाली सिस्टम है नहीं. इन दैट वे लर्निंग हो जाएगी एंड यू कैन टेक योर सेल्फ टू तुम अपना एक सेल्फ असेसमेंट कर पाओगे कि वेर यू स्टैंड है ना. आई बी सेंडिंग द क्वेश्चंस एंड यू ईमेल कर दूंगी. मैं क्वेश्चन मेल करूंगी. यू गिव द टेस्ट एंड देन उसके बाद में आई विल सेंड द आंसर की अगेन. ठीक है. तो मिला लोगे वो हो जाएगा. या वी कैन आल्सो हैव डिस्कशन ऑन द क्वेश्चंस है ना. ये हम
मैम
लोग कर सकते
कब
हैं.
मैम ये
होगा?
जैसे जैसे मैम ये एग्जाम में क्विज होता है उस टाइप का तो नहीं ना ये कि मार्क्स ऐड होगा या नहीं
नहीं नहीं
होगा?
नहीं ये मार्क्स अभी
हमेशा
ऐड होने
क्विज ही।
वाला चीज है नहीं. ठीक है. ये तुम लोगों के सेल्फ असेसमेंट के लिए मैं बोल रही हूँ बिकॉज देखो मिड टर्म भी तो हो नहीं पाया ना. हम्म. तो मानो कि ठीक है अगर एग्जाम होता है तो थोड़ा बहुत प्रिपरेशन रहता है. तो टोटली आउट ऑफ टच हो जाओगे
यस मैम.
अदरवाइज है ना. ठीक है पढ़ रहे हो बट वो इवेल्युएशन नहीं हो पा रही है. अगर थोड़ा सा क्विज हो जाता है ठीक है. मे बी सारे एक साथ में ही ना दो 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 टॉपिक करके यू गिव क्विज. ठीक है. उससे हो जाएगा ना वो दो टॉपिक्स का
यस
प्रिपरेशन हो जाएगा अच्छे से. ओके.
यस
दैट विल बी बेटर. 10 मार्क्स का
यस
क्विज
मैम.
कर लेंगे. मे बी 2 टॉपिक्स लेके 10 मार्क का क्विज कर दो. ठीक है. फिर अनदर डे यू हैव अनदर 2 टॉपिक्स एंड उसका भी 10 मार्क्स का क्विज कर सकते हैं है ना. तो ये मार्क्स ऐड होना है नहीं है इट्स नॉट टू बी एडेड. ठीक है. बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव एनी काइंड ऑफ एग्जाम गाइडलाइंस टिल नाउ. तो जैसे हो लेकिन तुम्हारे अच्छे के लिए ही है कि ये पोर्शन तुम्हारे लिए प्रिपेयर्ड हो जाएगा है ना. बाद में तो ठीक है एग्जाम्स तो होता रहेगा. लर्निंग इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट है ना.
यस
ठीक है ना. सो मे बी वी कैन
यस
हैव वन
मैम कब लगेगा?
क्विज नेक्स्ट वीक. हाँ क्या बोलते हो?
मैम टॉपिक
एक इनिशियल से शुरू करते हैं, जो इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ बायोटेक्नोलॉजी एंड टिश्यू कल्चर बेसिक्स जो है, कैन कीप दैट।
604 का मैम।
604 का,
ठीक।
ओके। 04 का एंड 602 का जो है, वी आर लेफ्ट विथ ओनली ओकरा ना। आफ्टर दैट वील आल्सो गो फॉर ओकरा का
Yes,
क्लास
ma'am.
में आई विल बी टेकिंग, इसी वीक में एक दिन ले लेंगे, ठीक है। मे बी आज तो है थर्सडे ना, मे बी वी कैन गो फॉर
Yes.
नेक्स्ट मंडे को हम कर लेंगे क्लास। नेक्स्ट मंडे हम लोग ओकरा का क्लास, या फिर सैटरडे या संडे भी कर सकते हैं, इधर सैटरडे और मंडे विल गो फॉर द क्लास। और उसके बाद में कभी वैसे करेंगे, उसका क्रॉप वाइज क्विज कर लेंगे, वो ज्यादा ठीक रहेगा, है ना। देयर आर 5
Yes,
क्रॉप्स,
ma'am.
5 क्रॉप्स रहेगा, उसका एक एक क्रॉप का क्विज कर लेंगे। उससे प्रिपरेशन हो जाता है, ज्यादा नहीं, जस्ट 10 मार्क्स का क्विज विल बी हैविंग, ओके, ठीक है ना।
Yes, ma'am.
हाँ, क्या बोल रहे हो घनश्याम?
नहीं मैम, हम कुछ नहीं बोले।
नहीं, कुछ बोल रहे थे, मैंने सुनाई नहीं दिया मुझे।
नहीं मैम, हमें भी आवाज आया, कोई एक और
अच्छा,
कैंडिडेट का आवाज आया है डिफरेंट।
ओके ओके, आई थॉट इट वाज यू। चलो ठीक है, तो इफ द क्लास इज डन, कोई डिस्कशन और करना है तो यू कैन गो फॉर द डिस्कशन। Okay, so if there is no more discussion to be done, then can we close the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
क्यों मैम?
so 602 class maybe either Saturday or next Monday. Okay, कर लेंगे इसका एक class and then we'll go for the test. And next week में ही जो है, next week maybe on Tuesday or Wednesday we'll have one quiz of this 604. Okay, ठीक है।
ठीक है।
Okay then, ठीक है, take care और stay safe. Okay, and I'm closing the class. Huh?
Thank you.
क्यों मैम?
Okay.